Hey guys, Abraham here, and today I have with me the PowerA Wireless Gamecube Controller for the Nintendo Switch. In this video, I'll be reviewing it and testing out a few different games. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here it is right in the box. I'll just show you all the sides real quick. Here on the back, it's just showing you some of the different features it has and some stuff I'm not going to read. So let's open it up. Alright, so first impressions, this does feel a lot like a GameCube controller. The texture on the plastic of the controller itself seems pretty coarse compared to the original GameCube controllers. Other than that, it feels a lot the same, like I'm just holding a normal GameCube controller. Yeah, the back, the R and L buttons just feel just the same, maybe a little less clicky, but you know, nothing big. The C-stick is a little bit more like coarse plastic rather than rubber, but I can still get a pretty good grip on it. It's a little more slippy than the original GameCube controller, but not a big deal. This joystick here, you know, feels just like a normal GameCube controller. These buttons, you know, I thought they were rubber, but apparently they're plastic. Again, nothing big. This controller does not only take on the role of a normal GameCube controller, but it also works as a Pro controller, and they have a lot of added features for that, and I'll go over those right now. Here I have an original GameCube controller, and as you can see, looking at them side by side, they look pretty darn similar, but there are some differences. So first off, on the PowerA controller, instead of the GameCube controller's original Z button right here, they have replaced the Z button with two shoulder buttons right here, and they do feel a lot like an original Pro controller's. Another change they made is the D-pad here is much bigger. If I can show you, on the original controller, it's about that big, and on this controller, it's a lot bigger. They've made some drastic changes to that, and I would say for the better, because now it's a lot easier to press the different things. On the old GameCube controller, it was a little hard to press all the things. It was a little stiff and small, and so they made it a lot better. Another change they made with this controller versus the original is that on this one, they have one select and start button, versus on this, to be more like a actual Pro controller, they added the plus, minus, capture, and home buttons. The next big button change is that the joysticks can click now, because certain games require you to press the joysticks, and so that's really useful. Another change they made from the original GameCube controller is that this controller has motion controls, so that'll be really great for games like Splatoon and stuff. So there are a couple downsides to this controller. First being that instead of having an internal battery, it is powered by two AA batteries that go in right there. So if you were hoping for an internal battery, then you're out of luck. However, there is another option. PowerA also made a controller that is just like this, except instead of running by a battery, it has a cord sticking out of it that you can take out and plug back in. So that's really useful if you don't like the idea of changing out batteries every once in a while. A couple more negative things about this controller are the fact that there is no form of any kind of rumble feature in this controller, so that's a bit of a bummer, but not a deal breaker. The last negative thing I have to say about this controller is that it is not compatible with amiibos, meaning you cannot scan amiibos with it. So if you were hoping to do that for the new Smash Bros. Or Breath of the Wild or whatever, you're going to have to use a different controller. So after using this controller for a while, here's what I have to say about it. The button placement was a little confusing because it's different than an original Pro controller, which is what I'm used to playing. But once I got used to it, it was kind of okay, except in games like Breath of the Wild, it was still kind of weird because the Y button is the button you press to swing your sword, where you'd think you'd want to use the B button, but then you have to use the Y button to swing your sword, so that was a little confusing. This really just did feel like I was using an original GameCube controller. The buttons all feel the same, and it generally feels really nice in your hand while you're using it. Overall, I would say this controller is worth buying, especially if you were looking for a GameCube style Pro controller that's slightly cheaper than a Pro controller, especially if you're planning on playing games like Mario Kart or Smash Bros with it, because the button placement wouldn't really confuse you. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then leave a like and comment down below, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to notify you of future videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.